Hi everybody, welcome to Richborough Detention Centre. Yeah. Don't know why I did that. Rubbish intro again. I just can't ever get it right, can I? I mean, we've just been chasing sheep out of here. I mean, like, it literally was a whole sheep pen. That's not the point. However, amazing bit of history. I'm really privileged to be here today. Very, very fortunate. So let's just talk about the brief history of it before we have a look around. So Richborough Richborough Point Detention Centre. Okay, built in 1916, lasted till roughly about 1918. Now, what this was the Royal Engineers in the middle of World War I needed a HQ for their base of operations to basically use boats and flotillas, etc., etc., to carry or transport armaments and troops from over in Blighty all the way over to France to fight the Germans in World War I. And this was their main HQ. So they would have been building boats and flotillas, etc., etc., around here. In fact, when you walk around, you'll see that there is it would have been a bigger complex. In fact, the reason why they survived is because a lot of the other buildings were actually wooden huts. Now, here's the most interesting fact of all. 20,000 people would have been working around here, hence why we needed this. So you're thinking, okay, 20,000 people, rule of thumb, you need like hospital, you need lots of different things. You need to basically make it a city on an island, if that makes sense, you know, on a small plot of land. You need to have everything there, and you need a detention centre, and this is it. So this is where all the troublesome, the drunks, the people like that would have been here, and they would have been detentioned or detained. I'm currently standing in one of the courts, or the forecourt. There's technically two. This sort of backs off into another one. Very hard to sort of like give you the dimensions until we go around. It's quite small, as it would be, even though there's 20,000 potential people who worked here. I'm going to talk about the end of it now as well, so I'll give you the full spectrum just before we start looking around. It's just easier. At the end of World War I, as with everything that's obviously war-based, once the need for it is not there anymore, things start going south, and obviously, you know, money and everything else. So they moved away. And in fact, actually, it was to do with the actual press who decided that it was a sort of money pit of wasteland, in other words, and they decided to sort of like slowly scatter to the wind. However, the port was still maintained and functional. In fact, actually, bits of industry are still around this part of Richborough, and amazing, fascinating bit of history. And I really love it because it's a place that I've always wanted to go to. It's always been on my bucket list, and obviously, in such beautiful weather that we've got at the moment, it's a little bit windy. It's just a privilege to sort of be here, and be here whilst it's still semi-intact, because we know with this place especially that it's a ticking time bomb in terms of certain things are starting to slowly decay, rot. You'll see. But let's do it. Let's walk around. So we've sort of gone like back to front here. So we're in the so we've come out the main forecourt. Ignore the wind, and then we're in one of the main blocks itself. Now, obviously the beams and everything else is still here. Everything you see is original. Obviously the farmers now used it for sheep, and as we know, covered in it. But let's go inside. So come on, let's go. In the cells, and the amazing thing is that the door frames still exist. Have a look at them.
Now I bet you're thankful I told you to tuck your laces in.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some more cells over here. So how many have we counted so far? 4. There's 4 there. 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, as I was saying, so these were the, just ignore the laughter in the background, somebody thought they were funny. You're not even facing me, look. Thank you. Yeah, that's an upturned tent, we're assuming nobody's in it. It's a weird way to sleep. I'm all worried about a sheep coming out. Yeah, so these are detention blocks. And original nails and everything else, stop laughing. With the prison bars as well. I probably would have had forms of glass and stuff inside them as well, so you wouldn't have been exposed to the elements as much as what you probably thought you would have. What's really I like about this is that, especially here, you've still got original latches, you see, and there's wiring as well. Yeah, look, up there is original cabling as well, which this is, look, isn't this crazy, like sort of things? I'm actually touching like original World War I wiring. Pretty cool. Yeah, and like roofing, and you know, I think the thing is, obviously, like when people come in here, they obviously assume that it's you know, like it looks like a farm shed, and then you kind of question it the second time because you kind of think, hang on a minute, there's like bars, so it must have been interesting, and then you sort of go through it again. I think the misnomer that people have had though, and I think this is a fallacy or something that I'm not sure is right, which is that some people thought it was a prison cell for like World War I or World War II. In fact, it wasn't. It was a detention centre. We know that much, and it was used to the people who were working here. I hope you trip over. After what you did to me. Did you take a good look in all the cells?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this is what you would have been in, and obviously around here there would have been, you know, you would have been exposed. Like I said, we're on technically marshland, so we're quite exposed, which is why I'm not surprised how windy it is. Like I said, main block. Now follow me round. Yeah, we think, I'm pretty sure these are toilets or cubicles for toilets. If you look round there, because they're divided. If you got right in there.
There's a hole down on the floor.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they would have been your toilets.
Could have been piping.
And then you would have come out here into the forecourt. Now, this is the main forecourt area that we know of, and then if you follow me, we're going to have a brief tour of this first before we sort of like have a nice little look around. This is the forecourt, and then around here, which is the thing that everybody seems to sort of think is the most interesting bit. If you follow me, so. Now, when you walk in here, this we think is probably, maybe for probably some of the worst lot, this is like a special sort of like sealed off forecourt area. So let's have a look. What you notice is that if you look really well, I'm not sure people have picked this up, you see the brickwork that's followed in, look, and it goes all the way, look. In fact, you can follow it here. This might have been subdivided. You've also got holes here and there, look, behind you. There's holes on the floor, look. So maybe for benches or something like that. I don't really know. We've just got to use our judgment. The other thing is, they definitely wouldn't have had a roof on it. And what you can see are the original barbed wire fences to stop anybody from climbing over or trying to escape. Now, can you imagine being in here, isolated? You know, it's crazy, isn't it? You know, and what I like about it is if you come here, you look above you can see the roof really clearly of how it like lines up on the back side of the actual inner part of the wall. So, what more can we say? It's just an incredible bit of history that I absolutely think a lot of people, most historians actually sort of know about this place, but actually for me, I think it's something that needs to be documented even more so. And if you come here quickly, final thing, what people don't recognise is you can see the actual layout of it that's pure straight. So some of these concrete blocks have been taken out, but you can almost see the line of it dividing straight down into what you would have had. Very, very narrow. Yeah. But what can I say? Just an incredible bit of history. Should we just have a walk round Yeah, just to get the full scope of it. Have you properly gone through all the, yeah?
Trust me.
Camera lady who I don't know. Right, come on. So basically this whole complex would have been massive. And it would have stretched, so I said 20,000 people. And basically the reason why it stopped, as we know, was due to industry and war. And it's raining now. Kind of gives it that eerie ambience. I've got hay fever. Yeah, let's walk around. Let's do a full circle. So that was Richborough Port Detention Block, everybody. Thank you so much always for watching. Hope I gave you the most important bits of history that you needed to know from it. So to summarise again, for the Royal Engineer Corps, built in 1916, lasted until 1918, very short amount of time, 20,000 people. They needed a detention block to keep some of the bad people or the troublesome ones in there, and this was it. Bit of concrete obviously to stop people from escaping. Fantastic bit of engineering. Amazing, what can I say? I'll never forget this one. See you later everybody, bye.